everyone, and welcome to the Music is Our Hero podcast, hosted by Grammy Award winner Drea Young. This is the spot where we celebrate creativity, share stories, and lift each other up in the arts. Each episode will dive into conversations that inspire, empower, and spark new ideas, because art isn't just about what we make, it's about the community we build together. So grab a seat, get comfy, and let's grow in creativity side by side. The Music is Our Hero podcast for creativity, community, and inspiration come to life.
Here I am. I'm sitting in West Philly today in Colton's apartment, also known as Air Deejay. I met him, it was probably like a year ago.
Yeah.
Was that a year ago? I didn't meet you.
I think so.
I didn't meet you. I met you like in a DM. We were in a group chat with for a party as DJs. So we were DJs that never met, and then we ended up having a party in April, which was super cool. So Air Deejay, and we know each other a little bit, so I'm super excited to sit here with you and hear your story. Let's hear it.
No, absolutely. So long story short, I was born in North Carolina, moved up to Pittsburgh in about 04-ish for middle school, high school, stuff like that. I went to Temple in 2012, graduated in 2016, and have been in Philly ever since. So that's like kind of the short long of it.
You went to Temple in 2012 to 20. So what did you study?
So I actually went into Temple with an Asian studies degree because I had been studying Chinese for about 4 years at that point.
Like the language or the culture, everything?
The language. But Asian studies degree is more of both, right? So I learned in college like customs, history, geography, stuff like that. So that was really cool. But then I kind of got in sophomore year and I was like, okay, so what am I going to do with this? Like, is it going to be a business, international business thing? Is it going to be a law thing? Is it going to be a translation thing? And I really panicked a little bit. And so I kind of just went to the dean and I was like, so what am I going to do with this good old degree as soon as I graduate? And he's like, well, I don't really have an answer for you. It's either liberal arts or, business, whatever. So I panicked.
Like, okay.
I panicked and I switched.
I'd panic too. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Or you go to China and some people go over there and teach English.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and you don't necessarily need a degree for that. You just need, certificates and education, things like that.
Okay.
Which was the whole plan, to be honest, all along, but I just never did it for some reason. I just never. It's a whole other story.
Wow.
But
yeah. Never knew that you had this education.
Yeah. So, I switched my major to advertising, which is completely different. It's like a flip-flop.
And in your sophomore year, you did that?
In my sophomore year, yeah. And I sort of was like, this is creative. It's fast-paced. It is I think it'd be more like marketable as a skill. I'd be able to go into a place in Philly and work it out. But I had such terrible experiences when I was in that field, and I had an internship that went very awry, and just
what were some of your? Because I went to school for graphic design and marketing and all that, and so I did it that was one of the first things I do. So I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What were your stories like?
Yeah, I mean,
or one of them.
I mean, I would say there were. I want to say it was half me, half them. The way that people would, I just think the way that I operated was very different than a 9 to 5 way. Does that make any sense at all? It just my mind doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I love the idea that art was being used for a purpose, but the purpose was very nefarious. It just did not. I didn't like the idea of having to make art to market a product that was not worth anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, after I graduated college, I went into service work, serving, because I had experience with that. My family owned a restaurant for a while. And I thought that was kind of the easiest way to make ends meet. And I've been doing that for almost a long time. Yeah. Almost a decade, I think. Yeah. And it's good money.
Especially when you're an artist.
Yeah.
An entertainer or whatever. It's
yeah. And I didn't really even put it together that I would want to even be a DJ. I mean, I've always loved music. I have to say that. And but for being a DJ, in 2017-ish kind of would dabble. And also
that's when I started to dabble.
Yeah, I dabbled a little bit and I was like, what should I get a mixer? What kind of music would I play? And then at the same time too, I'm like, so you want to be a DJ, like a DJ of all things in this world. Like, what is a DJ? Like, in my mind, I was like, is this a little cringy, in a way? When I started, I was like, well, I'm really inspired by a few artists, which we'll talk about later. And I was like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna practice in my bedroom. And then I kind of put it on the back burner for a year or two until I got asked in about, maybe it was more than 2 years, but like in 2022, I was asked by my manager at work, hey, do you want to DJ this drag show? Like, the DJ that we were supposed to have dropped out. Do you want to do it? And I said, of course. Like, I was very scared. Initially, I said no. I was like, I'm not going to do this. Like, not me, of all people. What? No. So I did it, and that lasted for about a year or so. So I was like, okay, this is great. Like, I'm happy that I get a chance to.
Where was that at?
At Assembly. Yeah, I worked at Assembly from 2022.
I've never been there.
It's great.
Where's
it's a great
it
place. It's at Logan Circle. So you know that the fountain right in the middle of Philly where you can see the art museum. It's a hotel, and then on top of the ninth floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very kind of fancy
And you
place.
were doing that for a year?
For about a year, yeah.
So when you started out and you were practicing, like what were you using? Like what equipment or
my
what
goodness.
software? Like what were you doing?
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
The cheapest one I could find.
And what
Laptop.
was it like? Laptop? When was
Yeah.
it? Serato? Was it?
No.
What were you? Oh, something.
I think
Do
it
you
was
remember?
just DJ, yeah.
It was just called DJ.
It's just called DJ, yeah. I think. And
And what did it do?
just 2 songs. That's it. Like it was very
basic.
very bare bones, very like just very like a few effects, key maybe, but I just
And is that what
really-
you were using when you started this?
No, I was using Serato.
By that point,
Yes, because I was like, I'm gonna try and put my mind to it. So I was like, let's look up software, what
Yeah.
benefits, whatever have you, and work from there. So, yeah, I used Serato for that first gig, and I bought myself a Roland 505, which is like a controller, but it had a drum machine in it. I never used it. I sold it before I used it.
Did you have any mics for the show?
The venue bought mics for the show, and
Okay.
they used them. I did buy my own mics later on for my own personal uses, but they've since been lost to the nightlife scene because I lost it.
You lost
rave.
the one.
Yes.
I don't understand how.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's fine. I don't really care at the end of the day. I mean,
These mics right here are $20 if you need a mic.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll sell it to you for $30.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Deal. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so I bought a bunch of equipment. I had a lot of money saved too from serving that I bought a ton of stuff with. Like I bought, CDJs at one point.
I know you have in this apartment alone,
I have
like
these, yeah. And
so
I
much
just,
stuff.
I don't know. I was like, I just kind of love equipment. So I
Yeah.
was like, I'm just going to
No,
go
I
ahead and
get
do
it.
that. But at the same time too, it's like not worth it. Like now being where I am now and like having the experience I've had over the past 3 years of DJing, I don't need it. You don't need it. Yes.
you don't need what?
PSA, you get one controller, get a laptop, and like work it out. You do not need fancy equipment. You don't need anything crazy. I also have an Opus Quad. I'm not trying to flex. I promise. It's a heavy weight to bear. If anyone wants to buy some CDJs, just let me know.
What should I buy them? How much?
If you want, I'll give you a good price. Comes with a case.
I would only want something so I could do like an open decks thing. What are they?
Yeah, so I actually have 3 DJing devices. I have a pair of CDJ Nexus 2000s Mark IIs that with my mixer, I have to look at it again. It's not the V10 or A10 or whatever it is. It's the one below. And then I also have an Opus Quad, which is Pioneer. It's a 4-deck standalone all-in-one kind of thing. And they're really cool. I can talk about that later too. And then I also have a controller, which is not Pioneer. It's Roland 707M, which is also
And these things are like thousands of dollars.
They are. I regret it.
When I came to your place the first time, I'm like, how does this guy
I just
have
saved money.
all this? I mean, I have a
Yeah.
lot of stuff too. So
Yeah.
I do get it.
I had a lot of money from serving, and I don't really have a lot of expensive hobbies at this point. Like I'd only started collecting vinyl in the past maybe 2 years or so, and that's the most expensive hobby I have. So like other
The
than
vinyl
that,
comeback, yeah.
yeah, I've video.
So you don't have any
games.
vinyl decks?
I
bet
do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I actually do. I have 2. I have one here. And I
Do you
have
ever
one
do
in
any? You do some vinyl
I have
gigs
in the past. I think I'm gonna stop that though.
Yeah, and why is that?
It's just a different breed
It is.
You know, it's for a different
It's
person than me. I might do a hybrid. I do 1 and 1, but
Yeah.
like I don't think that vinyl DJing is for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see people and they get so mad about like the sync button and like different things.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you so mad about?
Mhm.
Like I can take a tempo that's like completely not even that close to each other. You put a few effects and have a sync button. You can do that transition like perfectly.
Yeah.
The old heads get mad about like, because I showed you mixed in key, right?
Yeah.
So they get mad about that. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know your music because mixed in key has advanced so much. I started using it in the studio as an audio engineer like almost 20 years ago. And all it did was you put a song through it and it told you what key it was.
Yeah.
So when I was in the studio for like a pop session and I put auto tune, I'd be like, okay, I just throw, I'll know a key. And that's where it started. And now mixed in key is like, it's crazy how much it's evolved. I'm surprised they don't have their own DJ software. I'm sure they will in the future.
Yeah, probably.
But I showed you the new one that it's like it kind of like sees all the things and it's like, oh, this will be good to mix next or this.
Yep.
And the old heads, which I'm in the old head group, but I don't get mad at stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is everyone's problem?
Yeah.
They're like, you don't know your music. I said, listen, I have like 5 million songs that I never actually, I probably heard one time because someone requested.
Right.
And I don't even know I have them. So when
Yeah.
I do, like, that's just another tool when I'm DJing for an open format thing.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't even know I had this.
Yeah.
This song's awesome.
Pulled from the depths. Yeah.
And a lot of times I do that as a DJ. I play songs I've never even heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Me
I can
too.
mix it and
Yeah.
and I make it sound great. And I think that's a skill in itself.
Yes, absolutely.
You know?
It's an attest to your ability as a DJ. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a whole nother way.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so it's 2022, and so 2022 to 2023, you were basically
I was at Assembly. Yeah, I
At
was basically
Assembly.
kind of the
Okay.
resident DJ there. They would hire me for other events, like corporate things, or like a Valentine's Day event, Halloween. I did there a few years in a row. Loved it. Absolutely loved them. Love that whole vibe there. I'm very grateful for that time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of your I guess lunch off, right?
Yeah.
Like kind of put you out there
For sure.
And then what happened after that?
Yeah. So after that, I actually ended up leaving there to work at a record shop called Greatest Hits, which is what I'm wearing now. And I just finished up there last month or so. So about a year and a half gone from Assembly, working at this record shop. And then also too, just like having connections in the drag scene and like them being like, hey, I need a DJ at Taboo or sorry, 254.
And you know what? The community, as soon as there's another DJ in there, they eat that DJ up.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to like figure out what it was that I would want to do with it. Like I just kind of, I went with a few other queens and now kings too. So like figure out what they want to do. And like, obviously it's not like my own gig, but like from that, I've also made connections with like venues and people that would book me just for me, So that's really great at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of like one thing led to another and kept an open channel and a positive mind kind of. And that's kind of how it worked out. I don't really have specifics.
Yeah. Well, because when I met you, I didn't realize that I thought you were just doing all of it forever.
No.
Like I didn't realize you
not
were
that
so
good.
in starting it all. And
Yeah.
it's been awesome actually this past year because that's all I've known you and watching how much things have. And you're a great person.
Thanks.
Yeah,
thanks,
like you
yeah.
deserve everything and anything that you get.
I have just been really learning how things work and like how to organize a party so that it does work out and like have a promotion cycle and all kinds of stuff that no one tells you how to do when you
It's a
start
lot.
out, and you have to kind of pick out the pieces for. So
It's a lot. I loved even your last. So Final Girl.
Final Girl.
Is that
yes.
going to be so? Final Girl, you had your first one in what month was that? November. What month
It
are
was.
we in?
I think it was October. Yeah,
it was
a Halloween
October.
party. Yeah.
Now, are you going to continue to do those? And it's going to be called Final Girl.
Yeah, so I am still formulating it right now because it was supposed to be a one-off thing. I thought I have to make a cool Halloween party.
It's never a one-off.
I want to make it scary. I want to make it like cunty. I want to make it really like cool. And and it went really, really well. I didn't anticipate it being on a Thursday night being as good as it was. I think the number one thing I want to be known for the most is just being like, oh, that party he did. I think that was really fun. I want to go again. That's
Yeah.
all I want.
Yeah.
I want to have a good connection with the people that I work with, and I want to have a good party.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
good
it.
music.
You
good
also do
DJing,
things like in New York.
Yes.
And other how does that all happen? Is it just through people you know?
Yeah.
Do you have someone that books you or
No. I
Just
get asked to
snowballs.
do it. It's all kind of friends of friends situation. I have a lot of really cool connections with the Soju Guild, which is like an anime party collective, essentially.
Yeah, that's what I see a lot. Yeah, those are fun.
I love them. Shout out Soju Guild. And they have been so nice, kind of old friends, reconnected very randomly. And then I also work with the Echo Pop Stars too, which is another kind of collective that does like anime raves of sorts. And I also have played a lot of video games in my past. And one of my most big inspirations in life comes from video games like Dance Dance Revolution and like music games.
And there's such a scene for that.
Yeah. And more than I ever thought I could imagine, because me being a nerdy kind of gamer in high school and then growing up and like people telling you, oh, that's so nerdy, like no one does that. Like you go to a club and like you're supposed to listen to club music and hip hop and stuff like that. And it's all good and fine. I love it. But like there was no like hardcore like dance music that I've ever been to in Philly, at least. So it was a really eye-opening experience this year getting into those realms.
Yeah.
So.
And they're doing those in Philly, right?
Yes. So they were doing.
And then the ones that are in New York, is it the same like promoters? Or?
Yeah. So the one that I did in New York, and I may be doing another one at the end of the year, I'm not sure.
Which is coming up, so you got to figure that out.
Yeah, I will. I'll figure it out. I will. It's true. I need to.
We got 2 weeks till New Year's Eve, so
I got hunker down.
You got a little time.
Yeah. The one that I did was the promoter and the booker and the whole everything was in Philly, and they just asked me, "Hey, do you want to be a part of this lineup?" And I said, "Okay, absolutely." I'm not going to say no to my first ever New York gig. You know what I mean? So
no.
It was a warehouse in Brooklyn, but
that's
the
awesome,
vibe
though.
was wonderful. Vendors
That's
were
what we.
awesome.
That's what we love.
It just really,
right?
Absolutely. I could not like wrap my head around that whole night. I was like, I'm up 4 a.m. I never do this. I'm like never that kind of person that wants to stay to the very bitter end, and like in New York of all places. And I'm just like, this is
You
really
have
cool.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, that's where you're at.
Yeah. And I'm very happy. I'm so happy that this is working out the way that it is. But yeah, and then at the same time too, it's like, what do you do with that? Like, I have to. How do I build my voice? How do I build a brand? How do I get people interested?
DJs obviously will either make it good vibes or not.
Yes.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it comes down to the music.
Yeah.
And the energy that the DJ is putting out. So it's cool because the more and more you do it, those people start to find you and they're like, wait, I like to go to those parties.
Yes. I'm not like incredibly knowledgeable about everything that happens in Philly, these parties that have been going on for a decade or more. I've been to maybe a handful of times or whatever. But in the same stroke too, I also thought in my mind, like I think there's an opening in this Philly nightlife of like, what if somebody actually really like did something like not like that sounds crazy. What if somebody actually like with their whole heart like gave it 100%? You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times there are parties that I'll go to or places that I'll be at, venues or bars or whatever, and they just like make it happen, right? Because they've been doing it for so long, and it's like that's their second nature. Is every day is a party. This is a whole, hours and hours, 12 hours at a time, whatever. But like, I think it's important to have a heart to it, and being like, if it's only a few hours of the day, I want to make this the best 4 hours of your life.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
This is not an original take, but that's my mindset.
I love that. I love that.
I try very hard, but sometimes
there was a
I
couple.
fail.
I don't know if you'll remember at this point. There was a couple of points when you were talking. Like, I'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about those things.
Yeah,
if you
sure.
remember, do you remember what they were?
I was talking about gear, and I was talking about artists that got me into DJing.
Oh yeah, your inspirations.
Yeah. My biggest is Sophie.
Okay.
Right. I think she was so cool, and I have gone to see Sophie more times than any other musician ever.
Okay.
Than I've ever seen.
And Sophie passed away. Was that the one where she fell off the...
Yeah, she fell off the building. in Greece a couple years ago. But she just was really visionary and like really like, I really like her music a lot. So she was the one that I know every time I saw her name, I was like, I have to go see her. Like if I can, I will. And every time I did, I was like blown away. Like her collaborations, the artists she brought with her, her dancers, the lights, she would make it so loud, so loud and like very bright and
So loud and bright.
yeah. And it was like very not good for me, but like in my mind, I was like, this is like cool. Like this is like legendary, you know? So
and that was she a lot of like hyperpop?
yes, yeah. She was on the up and coming side of it. At that point, it wasn't called hyperpop. It was just what it was. There was no name for it. And then other DJs too. I really like Doss, who's like kind of like a New York DJ, kind of still underground, kind of in that same vein. She's worked with Sophie before. Basically, all of the collaborators of Sophie, I really look up to as well. Here's another thing too about me is I really love like Heyday David Guetta and Heyday Tiesto because I think they really set a precedent that no other DJ could or would. The other side of that too is my personal music preferences are leaning a lot more towards like pop and like electronica or stuff like that. You know, it's not a whole lot of like dance music. Of course, I listen to dance music and stuff like that, but like I also listen to a ton of jazz or like, you know what I mean?
I listen to jazz every day.
Right? It's
jazz
just a different, you need it to like balance it out.
You have to, I do. I think a lot of people would probably all listen to different.
Yeah.
This will probably come out in January. So anything else coming up? So you're going to have Final Girl. Do you know your next one yet?
Final Girl will either be in January or February. I don't know when yet. I'm planning on working with Carl Michaels.
You should make it like a Valentine's, like weird, dark,
I've heard
spooky.
That.
But also I kind of like avoid all those because everyone does it.
Right.
I won't put. It's very rare. I don't even want to do anything around the holidays because I'm like,
same.
You're all doing the same thing and capitalizing on the same movie and the same.
That's why I chose to do Final Girl on a Thursday and it be what it was, is because I didn't want it to be the same. I didn't want to have to be like a Halloween party that was like this and you have these songs and it's blah. I wanted it to be something different and like weird or like freaky, you know, super weird.
So Carl Michaels will be on the next one. I love that.
Yes. So I've asked Carl to help me with the next one. I'm still working on like a kind of a theme for it. I've come up with a couple.
So I feel like 2026 is going to be good for Air Deejay.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, a lot of cool things. You're going to figure out more like branding and this and that. Maybe we'll get a shirt.
Yeah. My goal is definitely to...
I'll make my own Air Deejay.
I'll help you. I'll help you design it. We can sell it together. I really wanted to figure out what Air Deejay is in my mind. And I don't want it to keep being a means to an end, right? Because I feel like a lot of parties I've thrown or have been a part of have all been pop parties, which have been so wonderful and can get everybody all together in one room, and I love it. But I also want for me to be able to go to a party and have a sound and then be like, oh, this is him. This is what he's doing. Or, oh, I'd never heard this before. Who is this DJ? You know, something like that. Without being too esoteric or having people being like,
right. They still gotta like it. Right, right.
So I'm going to revise my whole library.
Well, you got some good music you've produced too.
Yeah, this is true. And I'm
and that's kind of how a DJ usually, I guess, finds their own.
Yeah.
It's like, as long as it's still good.
Yeah. So, and that there'll be more of that too, I think, in the coming year too. I really want to focus on more remixes, more mashups, and things that I can post and build a portfolio out with that.
Yeah.
Be cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Is there anything else that you would like to share before I ask the last notorious question?
Oh, again, DJing, I'm so happy to be in it and on it, and I really want to put my best foot forward and really like meet everybody I can meet and see every scene possible. And I know it sounds crazy, but like
it is crazy, but it's real. I understand.
Yeah, I just want to taste every little bit of this and see if it's right. First of all, for me, because I think every DJ in this whole world is like,
what am I doing?
What am I doing? You know, like, what is it? Is this worth it?
Why am I here?
Why am I here? Blah, blah, blah. So for me, every gig is that kind of like a testament. Like, oh, you could do this. Like, oh, you've done this. But even a new gig too at the same time is like, I keep getting booked. I'm like, I love it, I love it, I love it. And then at the same time too is like, what am I going to say about this? How am I going to phrase this new gig? How can I showcase the skills I've learned from my last gig in another gig? You know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, this whole DJing experience has been very learning top to bottom, left to right. Like I'm just like casting a big net and like seeing what I can learn from it and like take it all, comb it out and like put it in line and like use it. I don't know. I
know
how
what
to
you
put it.
mean.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so are we ready for the notorious question?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
If it is, it doesn't have to be. Is there a way that music is your hero?
For sure. Again, music has been a part of my life since I was I think one of my earliest memories was like building a like a shaker, like a music shaker out of like a 2-liter bottle and like beans in like kindergarten.
That's what I'm gonna let you actually just keep going. Go ahead, keep going, and then I'll go back to that.
That's one of my first memories, other than Hot Wheels. Was like one of my first memories, and I was like, okay, so that much is true. I played the violin all throughout high school.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Okay,
it was for a long time, probably about a decade.
You should add that to your sets.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't played it since. But yeah, music has always kind of been an underlying force for my whole life, and I think that music is my hero in the way that like you can, say you're one thing, you can do another, but like there's always going to be that one underlying thing in life, and that for me that's music, right? And being a DJ has confirmed that 100%. It's tested me in a lot of ways, I must say, but music is my hero is definitely a true statement. So yeah, I think a lot of the most meaningful experiences in my life, other than family stuff and like that kind of thing, has been music related, listening to albums, being at concerts, being with people, listening to music at concerts, any combination of that. Honestly, the whole Sophie thing too, like having experienced her music live and recorded and DJing sets and everybody else too, is like I couldn't imagine not doing that or not having that exposure, at least to do that. And seeing what it takes to be an artist, what it takes to be a musician, what it takes to be a self-employed person in this world. And then also another thing too I'll say about it is that another reason why I got into DJing is because I was unemployed after COVID, and I spent about a year and a half unemployed, and I just kind of was like, what do I want to do? Like ask the stars what I want to do. And I came to the conclusion, I was like, well, who in this world inspires me the most? Like, how can I use what I have, my little spark, to like say something, And it was always an artist or a musician or a performer or a DJ or anything like that. And I was like, okay, well, that has to count for something. Like, I should just look into it and see what happens. So that's kind of, the road that I took to becoming a DJ too. So the reasons are right in my mind. So
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, yes. For the long story.
And I was gonna say, and then I gotta wrap this up. I was gonna say, like when you were saying that the soda bottle with the whatever to make a shaker, like
the beans.
I love that.
Black Eyed Peas.
And I love all the technology that we have, of course, and all that, but that's kind of how music started.
Yeah,
it is how music started. Way back, there was no anything.
Yeah,
and literally just taking trees and beans and whatever, and that is like the real authentic music. Like I love that. So I love that was the beginning of your career.
I didn't even really put it all together until recently. I was like, well, you've always loved music, like why not just do it? And that's the same thing about production too, I will say, is like I've dabbled in production since I was 14. And I just have never really put a serious foot towards on that pedal.
I feel like you're going to be doing that a lot more production.
I hope so. Yeah, I think if I can sit down and get myself to really get this ADHD brain focused and ready,
God help us.
I think I could do it. I think I can really do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do it if I, yeah.
Right? We all could. We all could. Yes.
We all could.
Yeah.
We all could.
Yeah. So that's
All
what I'm
right.
saying.
Well, thank you so much for sitting and taking the time to sit with me
you
and
for
talk
coming
about your
here.
life and all
Thank
that fun
you.
stuff.
Yes.
And I look forward to 2026 and everything that you do, because I know that it's going to be a good year for you. I mean, I feel like 2025, I just met you and I just realized like you kind of just started.
Yeah.
And I just think you're going to kill it as you keep going, as long as that's what you want to do.
Thank you for coming here. Thank you for saying those things. You will always be a part of it. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah.
You even gave me a flyer when I wasn't even there for the party.
Boo Boo gave me a chance.
Got my own flyer.
Yeah. Boo Boo's brat party was my first big, like, independent.
Which is that. You can't really probably see it in the video, but that. And then we got Honeysuckle.
Because I've done a lot of, like, parties that were, like, from companies that would book me and be like, hey, I have this party in whatever city, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Do it. I was like, okay, no problem. Perfect. Love it. But that was the first that was like from you, from Philly, from us. And I was like, this is really special. I think more people
that was so great.
should recognize that.
And we have the venue booked for the first Saturday of April of this year. It was the 5th last year. I don't know what it is this year. It's somewhere around that date.
Cool.
And we'll be doing it again. And you're going to be on it, most definitely. You're going to most definitely be on it. So I don't know what we're going to do, but it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
All right,
It's
cool.
going to be a great time regardless.
Well, now I got to go host karaoke like always. So I will have to run out of here, but thank you again.
Thanks, Boo Boo.
Until next time, keep creating, keep connecting, and keep building together. Remember, we're in this together, so let's keep each other's shine alive.